guys, we have a big breaking news coming out. Record flooding prompts evacuations in Washington. So this is not looking good here, guys. Record breaking floods spark warning of major damage to river levees. So give me a second here. Let me just pull up this information here. If you can, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Look, so this is happening right now in Washington. So you have rescue teams out there, and it says residents in Washington, in a Washington city, have been told to evacuate as record flooding inundates the most of western Washington Wednesday. Official issued a go now evacuation order for those living in the areas of Williams Boulevard Northwest, Millinger Avenue Northwest, and Stone Street Northwest in Orting, Pierce County, about 50 miles south of Seattle. We're going to see what's going on here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. All right, so it says here, other community members are on a beset notice and should be prepared to evacuate at a moment's notice, the Central Pierce Fire and Rescue said in a post on X. Now, the city sits between the Puyallup and Carbon rivers, which have both swelled as the atmospheric river continues to lash the region. So the entire U.S. is getting slammed. Flood, snowstorm, cold temperatures. I mean, the U.S. is just getting hammered west, south, east, and north. So the river's levels within Orting are extremely high, CPFR said on X, adding that the city of Orting levee improvements are working as designed. Our concern is the levees upstream on the Puyallup River in the south end of town. All right, so once again, guys, that's the first article. There is a urgent evacuation, a go now evacuation order for those living in the areas of William Boulevard and other regions. So we're going to go with this next news. Record-breaking flood spark warning of major damage to river. Now, both of these links will be in the description box if you guys want to check it out. Newsweek is putting out the information. Once again, the river levees across Washington state are at risk of major damage this week amid record-breaking river water levels as a strong atmospheric river pummels the Pacific Northwest with extreme rainfall. A strong atmospheric river slammed into the Pacific Northwest on Monday, with prolonged rainfall continuing to cause significant flooding concerns across the state, as well as into Oregon. On Wednesday, so several levees in Washington state faced the threat of severe damage or erosion this week, as numerous rivers hit major floods stages and roads could be destroyed. A levee is an embankment or wall built along a river to prevent flooding and keep water within the banks. So you have the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, National Water Center. Give me a second here, guys. Director Ed Clark told Newsweek that rivers could remain flooded for days. That's the reason why they had the emergency going on, the evacuation. So it says here in the email to reporters on Wednesday, AccuWeather said that nearly every small stream and short-run river in western Washington and Oregon will reach at least minor to moderate flood stage. So the West Coast is seeing all the flood, and then the rest of the country is seeing a whole bunch of snowstorm, winter, and cold temperatures. As of Wednesday around noon Eastern Time, 18 river points were projected to reach major flood levels in Washington. According to NOAA, a major flood level means extensive inundation of structures and roads, significant evacuations of people, and or transfer of property to higher elevations. Man. It says here the forecast is up from 14 river point on Tuesday. A flood map as river hit record water levels in Washington. Of the rivers currently in major flood stage, several have either already broken water level records or are on track to do so later this week as more rain pours into the region. More rain will come. Yeah, this is not looking good. So if you live in that area, you may want to evacuate. A map created by Newsweek reveals which river have already broken water level records or are on track to do so by the end of the week. Where's the map? Yeah, I'm not seeing any map. Yeah, there's no map. I guess they kind of missed. They missed. They missed that. Yeah, they were supposed to add a map, but there's no map in this one here. All right, so you have Snohomish River as Snohomish. The National Water Prediction Service warned of major levee damage at this river point, with record river levels expected by Friday at noon. The river is expected to reach a crest of 33.68 feet, breaking the previous record of 33.5 feet set in 1990. The Snohomish River will cause severe near-record flooding, the update said. Floodwaters will likely overtop levees, with major levee damage possible. Floodwaters will inundate much of the river valley, including SR2 west of Monroe, SR9, and the Lowell Snohomish River Road. Flooding will occur all along the river, including headwaters. Give me a second here, guys. Tributaries and other streams within and near the Snohomish River Basin. A stage of 33 feet on the Snohomish River corresponds to a Phase 4 in the Snohomish County Flood Program. Here's another one. Snohomish River near Monroe. The Snohomish River is also set to flood at its Monroe River gauge, with record water levels of 25.88 feet expected by Thursday evening, barely edging out the previous record of 25.3 feet set in 1990. Levees could suffer overtopping and major damage, NWPS said in the flood impacts forecast. Here's another one. Grays River near Roseburg. The Grays River near Roseburg already broke its record crest earlier this week when it crested at 33.36 feet early Tuesday morning. The previous record was 33.15 feet in 2007. Numerous road closures are likely when the river floods at this level, including Covered Bridge Road, Scatterland Road, Altoona, Pillar Rock Road, Loop Road, and Bar Road. Some homes and buildings in low areas near the river are threatened with flooding above this level. Here's another one, Yakima River at Easton. On Tuesday morning, the Yakima River at Easton hit record-breaking levels when it rose to 57.01 feet, breaking the previous record of 55.28 feet set in 1990. The river remains in minor flood stage on Wednesday, with flooding of yards and low-lying areas in the Elk Meadows subdivision possible. Man, the West Coast is seeing a lot of it. Here's another one. Skagit River near Mount Vernon. The NWPS warned that the Skagit River would cause severe near-record flooding from central Wally downstream through Mount Vernon to the mouth. Roads will be inundated and possibly damaged by deep and swift flood waters, and levees may be damaged. The river is currently rising and is set to hit record-breaking floods levels of 41.54 feet by Friday morning. The current record is 37.37 set in 1990. Here's another one. The Skagit River has also flooded near Concrete, with a record-smashing level of 47.26 feet anticipated by Thursday morning. Excuse me. The crest forecast is set to break the previous record of 42.2 feet set in 2003. The Skagit River would cause severe near-record flooding from Rockport downstream through central Wally. Deep and swift flood waters will inundate and damage roads, farms, and businesses in residential areas, especially Cape Horn, Hamilton, and Thunderbird. You have Coquiham Island, the Nuka Champs, and the Sterling areas will be inundated. Man, that's not good. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of flood going on in multiple regions. We almost done with this one here, but again, you guys get the picture. Puyallup River near Orting is currently in a major flood stage near Orting with an expected crest of 12.5 feet by Wednesday afternoon. The flood record is 12.4 feet set in 2006. Now, the river would cause major flooding from Orting downstream through McMillan to Summer, NWPS said. Now, roads will be inundated as will residential areas and farms. The floodwaters will cause erosion, which will likely damage levees, the impact forecast said. The flood warning issued. The National Weather Service has issued numerous flood warnings across Washington state as the storm progresses, warning motorists not to drive through flooded roadways, as most flood deaths occur in vehicle. Numerous other weather alerts remain in place as well, including gale warnings, wind advisories, coastal flood advisories, and others. And that's where we at. That is where we at. So, two very important breaking news. Record-breaking floods spark warning of major damage to river, and also record flooding prompts evacuations in Washington. Official issued a go now evacuation. So these two links will be in the description box. I truly apologize, guys, about my throat. I'm dealing with, it seems like it's pneumonia, and I have to drink, and reading is just really, really, really hard because I lose breath really quick. So again, I truly apologize about that. But this morning, I woke up, I think 4 o'clock in the morning, and I just kept coughing and coughing and coughing. It just it was something like tickling my throat. It was just brutal. And so yeah, but thank you for the prayers. I really appreciate it. Hopefully this goes away. It's been almost a week I had this. So there is some kind of virus going around, and you have multiple states are sounding the alarm. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. All the information will be in the description box and also the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Till next time later. Peace.